Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one from Brink. It's a Blu-ray of Lake Nowhere. This is actually a Blu-ray DVD combo. I had heard a little bit about this movie. The cover caught my attention. I thought it looked kind of cool. Heard it was kind of a throwback of slasher films. That's kind of an iffy category for me now because when it started, I was really enjoying a lot of them, and then there was a couple that I felt were very disingenuous and kind of just more mocking the genre instead of showing love. And that can be funny, but it's just not my thing. It's just something that I particularly don't like. Like Nowhere is not that. Like Nowhere was a real pleasant surprise, and I actually think that it was one of my favorite movies I saw this year. It's a 50-minute movie, so it's short, it's brisk, it's sweet. Essentially, you have kids camping in this kind of creepy cabin, it's a nice cabin, but it's in a creepy area in this lake, and immediately weird things start to happen. One of the characters goes swimming, he disappears, he comes back late at night, he's very pale, and there's something wrong with him. That's all I'm going to get into that. What's cool about the movie is you think it's just going to be a typical slasher movie. There's this kind of unique killer with this kind of a wooden mask, and he's very creepy. He's kind of doing the whole classic point of view, stalking the kids, and then you realize that there's much more than just a killer here. It's the whole lake. It's the whole area is evil. There's some sort of weird presence going on here, which I really like. The whole lake has an evil thing. You don't necessarily know what's going on, but the idea of making it so much bigger than just a slasher makes it scarier, makes it unknowing, makes you ask questions, and I think that's really cool in a horror film. We don't often get that. Essentially, one of the characters finds this weird tombstone in this graveyard and kind of reads it, and I believe that set the curse. Set things in motion, although I do believe that this lake would have been unpleasant regardless of her reading the curse or not. Now let's get into the special effects. The special effects are some of my favorite types with modern films. They mix practical with digital. Most of them are seamless. There's a couple that I felt were a little iffy, but I think the cinematography and the way the film's shot makes up for that. I think they hide a lot of the seams that way, and they do it great. Not to mention it kind of looks like an old VHS. Of course, not as crusty as a really bad VHS, but they kind of play that game, or they add in the bumps and things like that. They can get away covering some things, and that's pretty smart. The characters in this film, although they're real old crime, their only crime besides kind of disregarding one of their friends is being kind of dumb. And a lot of teens in these movies are dumb. I'll take dumb teens over assholes or jerks all day because I kind of liked a lot of these characters. Yeah, but the one thing that I think besides all the things I said had going for it, had a great score on top of that, and it had these really nice setups. It built suspense. There's a scene where all the characters are in the cabin and it's showing what they're doing. A couple are having sex, and a few of them are playing cards while the killer's watching, and you're like, oh, the killer, it's just going to be one of those, and then boom, all of a sudden they all kind of hear this wicked howl, and they all enter the living room together, and it's just this nice shot, a wide shot of them all coming in there. Like I said, there's a lot of unique camera tricks in here, a lot of stuff that shows inventiveness over budget constraints, and I really love that kind of stuff. It takes place during fall. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. It has, like I said, the nature thing going for it as well. Sucker for that thing, that deal. They even threw a jack-o'-lantern in here somehow. It is October, and I'm again sucker. So it hits a lot of my checklist on things I absolutely love. Cool score. It's shot nice. There's pretty cool gore. There's male and female nudity, which I think is kind of cool for a low-budget kind of indie film to do. I think that especially in slasher films, you see so much of the same gratuitous female nudity that I think it's nice to kind of level it out here, to have male and female nudity in the movie. Yeah. So Lake Nowhere, it's short, it's sweet, and it's not short and sweet. It's just a saying. It's not necessarily short and sweet. It's kind of creepy and atmospheric, and just a really cool slasher film. One of my favorite slasher movies I've seen in a long time, and I wouldn't even call it a slasher movie because it's so much more than that. It's got a supernatural element to it. So what we got here is a well shot, well scored, fairly well acted. I have no complaints. Cool special effects, well edited, and it has a nice gimmick. A gimmick that I thought was pretty much worn out that they do justice to. There is a couple fake trailers in the beginning. They do a giallo, which I absolutely love, and any fake giallo, real giallo, I usually fall in love with. And they do a movie called Harvest Man, which looks awesome, and I wish it would get made. Kind of a nature run amok kind of deal. But yeah, this is Lake. I'm getting Harvest Man and Lake Nowhere. Kind of get confused with that movie, with a movie out there called Harvest Lake as well. So you can understand. But yeah, this movie has two commentaries. One by the crew, which is kind of more of a fun-oriented commentary where they're joking around with each other, having fun. You can tell they were friends. And filmmakers commentary, which you learn about the film and how they made it. There's also behind-the-scenes featurette, which is 30 minutes long, which has some nice, cool footage as well. Shows these brave souls jumping into water in, I believe, New York in October, so freezing cold. And also has some little kind of teasers for Harvest Man and teasers and trailers for Lake Nowhere. So yeah, if you guys have not seen this one, I really recommend checking it out. One of the top 10 movies, horror films I've seen this year. This is Lake Nowhere by Brink Vision. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what these guys do next because I'm on board, man. You guys won me over. Not to mention a fake trailer in there that's pretty funny. But yeah, and also the film is great at taking something that you think is typical and you're, oh, it's going to go in this direction, and not doing it. It breaks a lot of the rules, which I love. So yeah, check Lake Nowhere out. I give it a healthy recommendation. I'm Mrparka. Have a good one.
Welcome to Lake Nowhere. Something is watching you.
Real mature, Clyde.
Something is waiting for you. Something has a taste for death.
Come on!
Lake Nowhere. You won't get out alive.